Use the data below to create the least squares prediction line for predicting the best finishing time of the New York City Marathon given the temperature. So what we want to do here is make a prediction line that's going to, so of course from the problem here, the wording, it's clear that we have to create the least squares prediction line, right? And the idea of the prediction line here is to predict the best finishing times given the temperature that day during the race. So temperature is going to basically represent our x variable, and the finishing time will represent our y variable. Of course, we could use finishing time to predict the temperature, but that sort of seems silly, right? That's not really probably very interesting. We really want to know if you have the temperature on the given day, can you estimate how long it'll take the best runner to finish the race? Okay, so when we're done with that, we're going to answer this question, which is find the prediction error for the actual best finishing time in 1990, which was 150.75 minutes with a temperature of 73 degrees. So this is an actual pair of data values, right? So it's an ordered pair, and we have the actual finishing time given the temperature was 73 for the race that was held in 1990. All right, let's work out the problem. The first thing you want to do when you do the least squares prediction line is to come up with the sum of squares for the x values, right? And that quantity is basically going to be the summation of x squared minus, parentheses, the summation of x quantity squared over n, the number of ordered pairs we had. Now, in this problem, the summation of x squared is nicely given to us here. It's 29,070. So 29,070 minus the summation of x quantity squared, that's 478. 478 squared over n, the number of values in the set. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 values in this problem in the data set. Okay, so let's take that now, plug that information into our calculator, and see what we come up with as our answer. So we're going to have 29,070 minus 478 squared divided by 8. And when we do that, we get the answer 509.5. 509.5. All right, so that's the sum of squares for our x values. Let's do the same thing for the xy value, right? Xy value. So the formula is the summation of x times y minus the summation of x times the summation of y all over n. So this quantity here is provided to us in the problem. That's very nice of them. It's 70,318.99, sorry. So 70,318.99 minus the summation of x, that's going to be 478, times the summation of y, which is 1,176.617 divided by 8, which is our ordered pair there. All right, so we plug that stuff in. Let's see what we come up with. So we have 70,318.99 minus 478 times 1,176.617 divided by 8. And when we do that, we get the answer at the end, 16.12425. Okay. Now, from there, once we're finished with that, our next step in the problem is to take these two values and plug them into our slope formula, or our estimate for the slope. So we're going to put the mixed term on top, that's sum of squares xy, over the sum of squares xx. And when we do that here, in this case, it's going to be 16.12425, and divide by the sum of squares xx value, which is 509.5. Okay, so let's work that out and see what it comes up to be. So we have the 16.12425 value, and we're going to divide that by 509.5. And when we do that, we get the answer 0.0316 ... right? On and on and on. Okay, now from there, let's go ahead and calculate our intercept. So we're going to use beta naught hat, and then we're going to work out the formula as y bar minus beta 1 hat times x bar. Okay, so we need the y bar value, and we can get that by taking the sum of y and dividing it by 8. So we're going to take the sum of y, which is 1,176.617, and we're going to divide that by 8. That's y bar, minus beta 1 hat, which is going to be the 0.0316 ... value, right? times the x bar. And to get x bar, we're going to take the summation of x, which is 478, and we're going to divide it by 8. All right, let's work that out and see what that ends up giving us now. Okay, so I still have my slope in my calculator, so I'm going to store that in the x position, right? So now I have that in my calculator under x, and what I can do is use that then without having to round it later, right? So I'll have 1176.617 divided by 8. That's the first fraction, minus my slope, which I stored in my calculator as x, times 478 divided by 8. And when I finish all of that, I get the answer 145. So 145.186 ... right? Okay, so let's take those two numbers and plug them into our formula then for the least squares line. Our least squares line has the following equation. It's y hat is equal to beta naught hat plus beta 1 hat times x. Okay, let's plug in what we have. We found this number to be 145, let's say 0.19, rounding it off, right? Plus the slope, which we found to be 0.0316, so let's round it off to the tenths place, so we'll say 0.03. So 0.03 times x. So that is our equation then. Excellent. All right, now from there, our next part of the problem is to take that equation and put it to use. So what we want to do is we want to use it here to get the prediction error, right? The prediction error. So it says find the prediction error for the test. All right, so to get the prediction error, what you have to do is you have to basically do y, the actual y value, minus y hat, the value that you predict. Now, our actual y value in 1990 was 150.75. That was the best finishing time in 1990. So we have 150.75. We want to subtract from that the y hat value for that same idea for when the temperature was 73 degrees. So we're going to plug in 73 into this equation for x, see what we estimate the best finishing time to be given that temperature. So let's see what the estimate would be according to our equation, right? Okay, so we're going to have 145.19, then we'll have plus the 0.03 times our 73 degrees. Let's see what that ends up giving us for a finishing time. That means we predict our finishing time to be 147.38. So we think that would be the average finishing time for a day when the temperature is 73 degrees. All right, so let's subtract those two numbers to see what the difference is, and that will tell us what the prediction error is for this particular case. All right, when we do that, we get 3.37. So that's our prediction error for the year 1990, right?